33 here. Just got my Mattel wand yesterday, and thought I'd give you guys kind of a rundown of it. We've seen the one that's on the Matty site, and it kind of, I don't know. If you ask me, it's a little one-sided. It doesn't cover a lot. It covers all the good features, but from, say, a GB fan's point of view, I'd say there's a lot more that needs to be covered. So, got it open, played with it a little bit, just kind of familiarized myself with it, and thought I'd let you guys get a look at it. As far as details go, it's not horrible. It's you can see the bar graph there is kind of sunken in, and I'll show you later when I light it up what it looks like. It's close, but like everything, not perfect. They did a good job on the heatsink. It's not as wavy as the real one, but it's close. Going down, see the clippered valve. Very nice representation. It is smaller. That's been covered before. Go down. The grips are, to me, they're a little odd shapen. They don't match up to, say, Vanke's screen-used ones, which I would think they would, since Mattel supposedly had access to a screen-used thrower. But, so there's that. And before we light it up, let's kind of take a look at a few things. As has been discussed, this thing's definitely designed off of a GB2 semi-hero. Some of the easiest ways to tell that are these screws right here, which would have held the FL1 board, I believe, inside the gun, that would have activated this blinking light in the GB2 guns. Also, you have this area in here filled in. It actually looks almost like, let's see if I can get it to focus here. It almost looks like it was clayed in. It's not nice and smooth. It has kind of a bumpy texture, like if somebody tried to smooth that with their fingers with clay. So, I mean, kind of cool from that standpoint, but, it's definitely GB2. It's got the screw right here, which would have held the roto tail light in there, the bracket, and then the bracket would have been on the light housing, and then that screw held the bracket in. So, let's see, another very GB2 semi-hero is, they copied the seam right off of the, I'm assuming they used the gun that's in the lobby at Sony, and they followed the seam line of that. Now, they changed it. The prototype had it come up on the trigger box, just like, say, the ones that Nicotron's making, but they changed it, and now the seam runs up here, and then the trigger box is actually a separate unit, as you can see there. And then there's a seam running down the middle of the handle now. So they did change some of that from Comic-Con. It's kind of cool. They didn't paint the discs on these knobs, and that's how the thrower in the Sony lobby is. You can see it here too. So that's kind of cool. I don't know why, but they put an R501 instead of a 701 or a 331 for some reason, which makes no sense to me. They did a pretty good job on the labels. I do have to say that. Dry rub. The Clipper label isn't silver. It's white. So it's not the same as what the real ones have, and the knob does not turn. This one doesn't turn. It's static. These ones don't turn. They're static. You got the hat light, or what they used in place of a hat light. It does okay, but it almost looks like two hat lights stacked on top of each other. But they did what they could, you know, not having to get all the licenses. Another semi-hero point would be the Allen head bolts in the knobs. That's another feature that the semi-hero at Sony has. You know, the trigger tip is not plastic. Well, I guess it's plastic, but it's a very rubbery thing. I mean, you can take it and bend it. And the banjo is molded straight into that, and they just didn't paint it. And then this one is also that rubbery material. And it's just basically press fit. So we can get it to focus here. It's just press fit into the ear. There we go. It's just press fit into the ear. There's no actual screw. This window is for the cross the streams feature. Basically, if you're firing two wands, you bring them close to each other, you're going to get different animations. The LEDs in the barrel on one of them lights up white. On the other gun, you get more vibration. So you have that on this side, and then on the other side in the grip, you have a corresponding one. So I'm guessing it's some kind of a radio frequency or something that they send out. I don't know. This hat light actually looks like the real deal. I don't know why they couldn't do this on the back, only it's red. I mean, if you look underneath there, it actually looks like it's got the screw and housing as well. So that's kind of cool. That button does nothing. You know, they kind of did a fake Arco Electric. Not exact, but it's close. Little nub here where the other hat light should be. Slow blow light is clear instead of red, but it lights up clear, or red, I'm sorry. And then I think that's about it. So set this here like this, and then we can kind of look at everything else as it works. So, all right, so let's take a look at the electronics. So you're gonna flip that on, and your slow blow light comes on. You get a startup sound. You're gonna flick this one on, and it lights up your bar graph, your indicator light up here, and it also lights that up. It's yellow or orange. I don't know. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the incandescent bulbs, but it's definitely orange. Then go over here to your activate, and you get the full startup sound. You can take your stream adjuster knob, turn it, and it goes down. And basically what that does is it sets the intensity of the vibration and the sound effects. So low, and then obviously high. It doesn't go all the way down. That's as low as it goes. You have a green lever here. Let's see if I can demonstrate this. So you push the lever up, barrel goes out, push the barrel up again, barrel goes in. So it's not a up and back, or not a back and forth, but you know, it does the job. So, like I said, orange on this one. You got a nice, pretty bright vent light, blinking there, solid there. Bar graph is solid again, like most of the screen use throwers. Solid. So, oops. So you hit the fire button. Well, you got a preview of the power down sound. So you fire it away, and you can kind of see there's 3 different LEDs in there, and they strobe back and forth. It's kind of a reddish pink kind of color. So, you know, that's not too bad. And if it's got a safety, if the barrel's in, it won't fire. All it does is cause the slow blow to blink. One thing if you put the barrel back out, when you're firing, your bar graph will stay still, but as soon as you stop firing, it goes down like you used power, and then it ramps back up. That's the only time it does a scroll. So let's see. Fire it away, let go, it'll scroll down, and then scroll right back up. And that's the only time it ever scrolls. What else to cover? The tubes are not tubes, they're just very soft plastic. It's molded in a nice green color, very similar to the clippered green tubing. So that's kind of cool. It's not the right color, but it's close. Your little clippered hex is also that rubber, so they're just basically a press fit like the banjo was. Red tube up here. It comes, when they're shipped like this. There's a little notch in the box for these to sit down nice, you know, like how we would all like them. But when they get put in, they all end up like this. So it's going to take some hot water or hair dryer or something to get these looking right. One thing I didn't show you was the bottom of the gun. Nice metal female V-hook here. It does not come with a corresponding male. I know a lot of people have asked that. This is where your speaker is these slits. And when you get it, you got to take these two screws out, and the gun track comes off. The whole bottom does not come off. These 6 screws are just for looks. Pull these 2 screws off, the gun track comes off, and there's a panel right underneath the V-hook, basically, where 3 AA batteries go in. For me, I do like this as a toy, but as a prop replica, no, not even close. It's a nice toy. It's something that, you know, I like. Like I said, as a toy, my kid loves it. He's 6. People that aren't familiar with the props that we build on GB Fans, you know, they're not going to know any different. But for us that do know, we know. I'd say it's worth the money if you look at it as a toy. But if you really want it as a prop replica, I would say hold off and save a little bit more money and buy a kit from, you know, one of the reputable builders in the community, or, you know, even step up and buy an aluminum one, you know, for like ultimate accuracy. One of the biggest drawbacks for me on this is you have all these little plugs, and they are everywhere. And all they do is house screws like this. It's nice that they covered the screws, but I don't know, it makes it look like there's buttons all over the handles. You know, all these are molded in. It looks like there's a lot of Allen head screws, but they're just molded plastic, which is a nice, you know, industrial kind of touch. But like these ones right here on the bottom of the instrument bar, they're not needed. They weren't on the screen use prop, but they added them anyways. I think that about does it for the basic overview. What I want to do is bring in this, which is my Dimensional Fabrications aluminum thrower. As you can see, I've taken a few liberties with the chrome side knobs here. I also have chrome or aluminum discs on the bottom. That's just something I did for personal preference. I left this raw, like the Hero at the Sony lobby has. But I mean, if you're really gonna build a prop replica, this is the way to go. You know, it's gonna be hard to get both of these guys in frame together. Let's see here. Sorry for the shakiness. But the Mattel one is a little smaller. It's hard to see in this shot, but it's definitely a little bit smaller in all aspects. The clipboard's smaller, the knobs are smaller. I mean, everything is smaller, except for the acrylic barrel. It's pretty big. Just get you some shots, comparisons. Flick these guys on. So my aluminum gun has a GB Fans kit in it. I've done a little bit of modification to it, whereas it comes and has this light and this light blinking. I switched it so that the slow blow light blinks instead, because I don't think this light ever blinked. Now this, as you can see, I've got a real hat light here, and it's actually a vintage milky white hat light. So it gives that almost that incandescent look, whereas this one has the definite orange look. So there you can see them lit up, doing their thing. Get you a shot of the back. So you can see the Mattel one stays still like most of the throwers in the movie did. My GB Fans kit is scrolling like the superhero did. I think that's about it. Oh, another thing that people had asked about was how this Mattel one V-hook fits on, say, a standard V-hook. Well, here's my pack, and this V-hook, I believe, is from Dimensional Fabrications as well. It's been a while since I bought it. So we're going to take it and let's see here. As you can see, it's on there, but I don't know. I would worry about it. It fits a lot better than the one did at San Diego Comic-Con when I tried the prototype. It goes down a lot farther, but that one only went on maybe about that far. So this one goes on quite a bit more. But it still rattles around, and I don't know. If you take the time to build a really nice pack, I don't know why you'd want to put a plastic toy on it. When it comes to this, as long as you look at it as a toy, you're going to like it. If you want to compare it to one of these, you're not going to like it at all. You know, this is the way to go. This is nice and heavy. This is nice and light. I mean, this thing maybe weighs, I don't know, a couple pounds, if that. And it's got a very, very hollow feel to it, especially in the rear handle. I mean, I can actually grab it and press right here on the grips. Probably won't be able to see it on camera, but it'll sink in. The plastic is so thin, and especially in the grips. I was very surprised at how cheap that is. So, once again, final word is, as a toy, I give them a thumbs up. Especially after seeing the one at Comic-Con. They didn't change a whole lot. Obviously the V-hook's a little bit better. The electronics are a little bit downgraded because the one at Comic-Con did have a scrolling bar graph. I wish they would have left that. The Cross the Streams feature is just a feature. I would say it's pretty much worthless. I bought two and tried it out, and I didn't even think it was worth putting in this video. It's really, if you want to know what it does, extend the tip. Cross the Streams, Basically, these turn white instead of that red color, and it vibrates even more than it already is. I mean, this is on the high setting, and I'm sure you can hear that vibration motor going. That's a loud vibration motor, that's for sure. So anyways, if you stuck around this long, thanks. If not, I don't blame you. It does have the audio or auxiliary jack in the back. It's not a sound output, it's just a signal output, so that if they do ever build a pack, when you click it on, then it'll click on the pack. So that's it. I hope you guys kind of got an idea of what we're working with here. Sorry I couldn't get the whole thing into frame at one time. I'm working with a minimal space and trying to be able to reach it at the same time. So, alright guys, later.